Hello, fellow YouTubers. It's me again, me love Bono. I wanted to share a few more layouts. This is a 12 by 24 double page layout. Let me back up so you can get a view of the whole thing. If you've never watched my videos before, hang tight, because what I'll do here in a moment is zoom in. Let me tell you what I've used. The background paper is from this stack of solid colored cardstock that I picked up at hsn.com years ago. And it's called Fun in the Sun, I think. Anyway, it's not the best cardstock. I don't like using it to cut with my Cricut, but it was the perfect color for this layout. It's rather flimsy, so I think what I'm going to do, maybe not, I'm going to put it in an album anyway. I was going to say maybe I'll put more stiffer, better grade cardstock behind it. But you know what? It's going into a scrapbook album, so who cares? It's not as flimsy as pattern paper by any means, but it is a little flimsy. But it worked fine for this. I was looking for a certain color, and it matched. Anyway, that's what that is. This, toward the bottom here, this overlay, I believe is a Hambly overlay. Bought that over a year ago. I did a little altering of the photos using Picasso, the free software for photo editing from Google. There's a little picture up here. This is a 2x3. Did the same photo processing on it using Picasso. And I believe this is what they call Orton or Horton-ish. Orton-ish. Selection or option, I should say. Let's see. These two little photo frames here come from Diana. She's the wood veneer lady on Facebook. This little key is from Recollection. You'll see I put in my journaling and I used different alphabet stickers. Like this came from this, that, this. Yeah, those came from Tim Holt's Chit Chat book. The others are from Bo Bunny and Authentique. The resin flowers are Recollection. This little corner on both sides are from Diana, the wood veneer lady. My thickers is, I think that's the Delight font. Let's go over here. This is Little Yellow Bicycle Clouds, and it's their Escape collection, as is this. And this little black paper clip with a ribbon tied on it, I actually bought and paid for it from a Etsy seller, and I will put her name on the screen here. Now, I probably would not have purchased those little paper clips if I wasn't buying something else from her, but I think she had thickers that I wanted, or she had one item I really wanted, and then she sold these for you get 5 of those for $2, which was kind of insane. I mean, let's face it, we could make those, but I figured what the heck, and I went on and bought them because they are cute. And this is a piece of 12 by 12 black cardstock. And you know what? This is that cardstock from Walmart. I think, yeah, Colorbach black. Let's zoom in. Those little clouds are like overlays. They're very transparent. And it's a really cute little box of tidbits. Once again, remember, it's Little Yellow Bicycle, the Escape collection. I'll come back and show you the pictures after I show you all the little embellishments. My journaling reads, one of the first things I wanted to replace when we bought this house was the horrible fence around the pool. 6 years later, it's replaced. It's not finished yet, but so far, so good. Dad, Pawpaw, and Uncle Ryan have done a wonderful job. I guess the true test will be when those crazy winds we get here come whipping through. Summer 2012. And you can see how I use just the different words and alphabet stickers. There's the key. The Polaroid wood veneers. Title is Measure Once, Cut Twice. You ought to hear them cussing and snitting and sneezing as they work on this fence, but they've really done a great job. That's my son helping with the fence, as is this. He's not that tall and the fence is not that short. He's standing up on something. Here's my little grandson getting in on the action. Him and Dad. And, you know, poor Pawpaw, my husband. He always is third, fourth, fifth billing, but he deserves more than that. So there's old Pawpaw back there working on it too. My husband's a very handy guy. I mean, he can do anything he wants as far as carpentry work and repair. I just wish he'd do it more often. So that's that layout. Let's get another one in. I actually put this 12 by 12 together thinking that I could enter this into Sherry, who is Scrappin' and Rappin's layout challenge. But I forgot that you had to have a white background. So, you know what? Where's the big problem? I did remember halfway through it, so that's the good thing. Anyway, this is a 12 by 12 on craft cardstock. You'll see I have a whole bunch of different layers of paper behind this photo. Like there's a cardstock, shades of blue. And then this, oh, what is that from? Oh, I'll zoom in on it. It's cloud paper. It's already left my mind. Then down here is another layer of paper. Layer, shades of green, and then another cloud. Same as here. I used my new, and I couldn't tell you what this is. I think this is mostly die cuts with the View cardstock in the stacks. And this going down here are all these shades. I used my EK Success Scallop Photo Corner Punch that I just picked up last week at TJ Maxx to make my little chevron pattern. I used a date stamp to do this. Here is Tim Holtz film strip in the can. Here are Tim Holtz mini paper clips. This is from the K & Company. Oh, what's the name of it? It starts with an E. Edamame fonts. This little label here is from October Afternoon label sticker sheet. These little letters, I don't know what they're from, but you know how that is. Everybody has them now. And it says Summer of Big Change. And here is my 4x6. This is our pool area. And as the other layout mentioned, I've been waiting forever to change this nasty fence around this pool. Now, we're replacing it. It's going to be like another wood fence. The wood is much nicer and it looks so much better already, and we're not even done. We're going to extend half of it And, this is not my choice of fence. I would have rather have put up the really decorative plastic fence, and that would have cost us about $4,000 to $5,000 to do. So I kind of decided to go with the cheaper thing. We don't know how long we'll stay here. Who knows? So it's a new fence. It definitely looks better. If I would have had it my way, oh my gosh, I would have built a waterfall over here. I would have built in seating around the wood fence with more wood. I would have built into the fence a place to put our revs, like a little hut. And I would have built in like planters to plant things. And when I told my husband all these ideas, he snarled at me, But being that I don't know how to miter wood, and I certainly cannot stand up out there for 6 hours and pound hammers and screws into the wood, so I have to take what I can get. But I sure do have a lot of bright ideas. I should have my own show on HGTV. What else? I inked the edges. You can't see it, so I'll zoom in here in a minute. I splattered a little warm calico Mr. Huey's on here. You can see my journaling is around the edge. And let me zoom in. There we go. I want to get that corner because I don't think you could see it before. I used my door stamp that I picked up off eBay, a little clock stamp that's a wood rubber stamp, as is my little calendar going across there. You'll see that script. That is one of those wood stamps with like a script background. But let me tell you what I did. Let me sit you down here. I had already had this stamped on here when I thought about doing this, so I just laid some paper over this and put some paper over here and up there, and it just got the little bit of script right there. You see that little brad? That is so cute, and it is from the Melody Ross brads that Joanne is carrying now. I don't know if they have it online. I picked that up at the brick and mortar store. I think the calendar, the clock, the door, the bird flying away from the hands, just all represents the word change. This year, there's been a lot of change around our home. Some for the good and some for the bad. My little grandson goes to school this year, so we won't have him as often, and I don't know, just a lot of changes, some that I'm struggling to deal with. And let me read you my journaling. Sometimes I struggle with journaling too, because sometimes I have such a long story, there's nowhere to put it unless I tape it on back, which I do. And then sometimes you're like, okay, is this private? So I always try to write a little something. Anyway, here it says, some change is good, some change is bad. The good change in 2012, replacing the fence. The bad change is that I am losing my mom on Mondays because Nate starts school. And that's just kind of one of the things that have me kind of down this past week or so. I've had my grandson every Monday and Tuesday, half a Tuesday, for the past 4 years, and I've babysat him for at least 1 day a week since he's been born, sometimes usually more. I've enjoyed that time with him. I'll still babysit him, but it's not going to be like it was anymore. He's going to change now that he's going to school. Oh well, such is life, right, guys? I think that's my last layout that I have to share. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me gripe and whine and cry and get my soapbox out. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for sharing your scrapbook layouts. Sometimes when I just need to get away from everything else and not worry and not think and not analyze everything, I can count on YouTube scrapbook layouts. If I'm watching layouts, I'm good. And there's the phone again. I wonder who that is calling. Probably George Washington. Love yous.